set up. Alright, so far so good. So already 9:30. Habol na lang yung mga iba. Alright, so good morning once again. Let's get to talk about your STS lesson for today. We'll be having your chapter 5. No, some others are actually very excited and answering. Pwede na bang answerin yung 5, 6, 7? Kasi I'm not sure. Maybe they're just too excited, or maybe siguro it's the STS is really very easy for us to understand kasi mostly nga opinionated, and I am not the one who made the na module. So actually very easy siya. Tapos there were some few activities that sana ganito. But anyway, let's get to continue with your so before I get to start, I'd like to hear your comments. If you get to see my screen, are you seeing the STS cover page with my voice clear? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for responding.
Yes, sir.
All right, sige. Let's get to talk first, no? Kung kumusta yung exam para sa inyo, kasi I'd like to hear your comments or maybe your suggestions about it. Was it hard? Was it okay lang? Was it easy? Was it what were the struggles that you encountered during the exam that maybe we can modify, we can manage, we can adjust for your finals, kasi again finals na ito. So if you know if you're familiar with your college exam, cumulative kasi yung college, hindi parehas ng high school na average, no? Hindi siya parehas sa high school na average na kung for example mataas ka sa midterms pero mababa ka sa finals, pag cumulative kasi grabe yung hila niya, no? Causing your grades to really be pulled down compared pag average kasi sa average pag 3 quarters na at naka almost lahat na yung napasado, kahit sa 4th quarter ibagsak mo na, pasado ka pa rin for high school. But for college, it doesn't happen that way. So for example sa college, tamang-tama lang talagang tumuntong ka ng 75 on your midterms, then you really need to work hard for it not to be pulled more down, no? Assuming that you'll have a good grade by your final. So how was it? Any I'd just like to know some few feedback coming from you. Anybody? Datag sa share to us yung exam natin. Hello. Wala, mukha akong I'm not sure if just a feedback about it. You like it ba? Wala kasing matching type doon eh. Check the box lang, ano pa ba, multiple choice and check a paragraph. So how was it?
Sir, okay lang naman.
Okay lang.
Yes, sir.
Let's try to see, no, kasi yun na nga, I need to read your essays one by one, and you are around mga 100 for me to check on for two sections for the STS. And anyway,
parang bumilis yung
oras. Baka actually, I've been giving feedback from the developer of the LMS, yung gumagawa ng LMS, kasi taga dito lang din yung gumawa ng LMS niya yan, no? Taga dito lang din. So whenever there are glitches that we encounter, mas maganda kasi meron tayong mga screenshots, or if you encounter some glitches that you'd like to nakita nyo na ay problema yung ganito ganyan, just PM me or sa group chat na ganito ba yung nakikita nyo or what, kasi I may send that one to the LMS developer for them to be able to correct the issue. Yes. Alright. I thought somebody would like to share his or her feedback. Alright, anyway, let's get to start for the chapter 5. Now, Doon sa mga nakapasok ng maaga, have you seen that video that I showed to you? Can you hear the audio that time when I was playing it? Sa mga pumasok ng maaga, I was playing a video. Hello? Anybody?
Kailan po, sir?
Just just before we started. I started it around 9:15. Nakita niyo ba yung video na yun?
Sir, yes, sir.
Pero merong audio ba yon? Does it have an audio?
None, sir.
Ay, wala. So, video lang yung naririnig you that time. Video lang yung nakikita nyo. Alright.
Yes, sir.
That is just a mga 5-minute summary of what we're going to talk about right now, no? Which is the information age, or what you call the Gutenberg to the social media. Now, this is really very important, and most of you can relate to this chapter, is because you were born on the latter side, which is the social media. For most, no, sa mga nandito, for most kasi hindi naman lahat, pero for most, were you born mga 2000s? Ano ba yung kwan dito? What is the parang common year where you were born? 2001, 2000s? 19, meron ba, aside from those naman 1990s and below, pero meron ba tayong mga 2000s dito? 2000s until this time will be 21 years old. Yun ba yung age nyo? 2001, 2000? Right?
Yes, sir.
Around those age, no?
Yes, sir.
The 2000s, 2001, around mga 1 year old kayo or 0 year old kayo pa lang doon. Tapos may flat plus age. Maybe naabutan nyo yung mga cellphones na dikipad pa, text pa. Wala pang internet, hindi pa makapag-send ng kwan, hindi pa
Nokia.
Nokia, yun. Nabuutan ko rin yung Nokia. 5110. Alright. Sige, no. So naabutan nyo pala yun. Kasi we'll be talking about how we can relate to this information age and how it was able to impact us, no? Yung present and maybe what we'll be going to see in the future. All right? So these are the few questions that we are going to like to answer, no, for us when we're going to discuss this topic right now. Who are the contributors of the technological advances of the information age? Sino ba mga ito? Aside from communication, what are other aspects in the society are being influenced by in the information age? And what other technological advances can possibly be developed in the future? So, the main topic for today is actually information age. Alright? Do you believe that we are already in the information age right now? Yes or no? In your own experience, are we in the information age right now?
Yes, sir.
All right, no, definitely we are already in the information age. And how does it look to be in the information age? And how can we compare that one to the previous ones before, when information was a luxury? Or hindi naman siya luxury, pero yung information binibili nila, no? Or yung information para lang sa mga mayayaman. Alright, so let's get to talk more about this. So what makes information so important? In your own personal experience, idea, bakit importante yung information? Sana meron akong roleta dito ng mga pangalan tapos iikot-ikot ko. Anybody, what makes information so important? How does it impact you when you have information and when you don't have information? Or you can cite an example of how information is really very important. Paano ba tatawag ako?
For example, sir, the news.
The news, alright. So, definitely news right now is a way for us to be able to get information, no? And later on, we'll be talking about the news. Ano ba yung news? Anong type of information ba siya? Or what type of media ba siya, no? So,
Broadcasting, sir.
broadcasting, another would be broadcasting, no? Broadcasting, either you'd like to broadcast yourself by sharing contents through YouTube, you'd like to broadcast yourselves by doing lives, you'd like to broadcast yourselves by selling online or something like that. So information is really very important. Yes, thank you for your ideas. Now, information is really very important kasi sabi nga nila, pag wala, sabi pa ni Ernie Baron, naabutan niyo ba si Ernie Baron? The ABS-CBN weathercaster?
Yes.
Alright? If, siguro hindi na naabutan tong mga batang to. Alright?
I'm sure, sir, kasi.
Baka si Ma'am Michelle lang yung nakaabot dito. Or tayo lang yung nakaabot, Ma'am. At anyway, what they call this one? Ernie Baron was one of the newscasters, no, before he was replaced by Kuya Kim, no, kasi namatay siya of avian flu, no, bird flu. But sabi ni Ernie Baron, knowledge is power. When you talk about knowledge is related to information. If you have information, if you have knowledge, then this is powerful. It depends on how you're going to use it. So, pa wala kang knowledge, wala kang information na nakastore, and you're so ignorant with it, or with everything, then maybe it's some sort of a weakness sa'yo. Wala kang power, no? For example, pag pumunta ka sa isang city, tapos, for example, stricto sa kasi, sa Singapore, it's really very strict sa kanila in terms of smoking anywhere. Meron lang talagang specific area sa smoking area doon sa Singapore. Now, if you are not informed about that ordinance there, no, it will cost something from you. No? Hinuhuli nila, tinitiketan ka nila doon. And sabi nga nila, ignorance with the law excuses no one. So, information is really very important, no? when we describe people who have less information, less knowledge, yun yung sinasabi nilang mangmang, no? And we don't like ourselves to be called mangmang. Kaya nga nag-aaral tayo. Kaya nga pumapasok tayo sa eskwela. Nag-join tayo ng mga wala pa palang pasok ng eskwelahan anyway. So, yeah, what makes information so important? We have lots of reasons for that one. Now, when you talk about your information, no, sa module nyo, it talks about Johannes Gutenberg. Johannes Gutenberg. So, it's pronounced as the J, no? It's pronounced as Y, no? Parehas nung yung tawag nito, yung vaccine na Janssen na binabasa, it's Janssen actually. Carl Jung, it's not Carl Jung, it's Carl Jung or Carl Jung, no? So you have Johannes Gutenberg, this guy here. So makita natin, this is around 1400s pa lang, na dinodrawing pa lang ang picture nila. He was responsible for shaping the nature of the society in its institution. But to go further, no, he was just a metal worker and a goldsmith trader. So how does this common metal worker, nagsusunog lang ng mga bakal, nagbebenta lang ng mga gold, to be able to have his family name connected to a certain concept in science, the Gutenberg World, no? Kasi for example, pag meron tayong mga dito, no, meron kayong idea na develop, and with that development, it actually really impact everything, society, science, technology, and what, no? Sabihin natin, meron kang apelido dyan, the blank world, so whatever. So, ang tanong ko dito, what did he contribute? Ano bang kinontribute ni Gutenberg? It's actually a revolutionary technology that because of him, no, it actually give birth to what you call the information age. Anybody has an idea ano bang kinontribute ni Johannes Gutenberg? Yes, merong nag-unmute. What did he contribute? For those, baka merong nakakuan sa inyo, naka-advanced reading.
I think yung sa
Yes.
press.
Alright. Yes,
Okay.
no? Gutenberg actually contributed what you call the mechanical movable type printing press. Alright. Siya ang prime mover of the invention of the printing press, which actually have revolutionized during those times, no, the information age. In this case, no, paano ba naka-impact yung printing press niya on what we are actually experiencing right now? And how is it different when Gutenberg was not yet able to discover this one or to invent this one? Ano ba yung buhay before kay Gutenberg? Ano ba yung buhay before nagawa yung printing press? How was it, no? So let's get to compare how was it during that time. But just to give you an idea, kasi mahaba itong timeline of information age, no? The earliest was the Sumerian writing. Nakalimutan ko anong pangalan ng Sumerian writing. If you have your social studies with you in high school, nakalimutan pangalan nito eh. Sumerian writing system. May pangalan ito eh. Anybody has an idea? Cuneiform? Was it cuneiform, no? The Sumerian writing system and the use of pictographs to represent word. Now, if you get to see here, no, hindi ko na isa-isahin to. By after a year or after a 100 year, no, Egyptians already also have started the hieroglyphics for the Egyptians. So Sumerians, meron sila yung cuneiform. Now, if you get to see kung saan nila sinusulat, tortoise shell, shell ng yung malaking tortoise, tapos oracle bone. Now for the rest, no, nag-start na sila dito gumawa ng papyrus, Chinese, nagsimula na silang gumawa ng papel, ano pa ba, no? It started those days, no, before that time when Gutenberg was able to invent the printing press. Makikita natin ano ba yung buhay para mag-share tayo ng information before the printing press was invented, no? And what happened and how did it develop after naman na nagawa ito ni Gutenberg, no? If you're going to look at it here, so simple lang yung dati, drawing, isulat sa blocks, sa kahoy, sa bato, no? And Gutenberg gumawa na ng printing press, meron na gumawa ng dictionary, tapos meron ng nagbuo ng library. And if you're going to continue some more, na nandito na sa 1830s, dito na pala nagawa yung unang computer, digital computer. Tapos if you're going to go more, no, in terms of entertainment, nagawa na yung motion picture. We have a system already for the library, which is the Dewey Decimal System. First magnetic recording was released. These were the times when we were making VHS, Betamax. Naabutan nyo pa ba yan? Patanong nga, naabutan nyo pa ba yan? VHS, Betamax, cassette tapes, vinyls?
Yes po.
Tayo lang ata man. Tayo na lang, parang tayo ulit, ma'am, no? Yeah, we have your vinyls. If you still remember the vinyls, yung malaking black na plaka na disc na umiikot-ikot tapos lumalabas ng sound doon, no? If you have still that technology with you coming from your grandparents there, meron pa ito eh, yung magnetic kasi yun, no? Until such time na yun, nagawa yung mga real films, tsaka yung mga slideshows, no? Tapos in 1990s na actually dito na nagkaroon ng medyo magandang mga technology, like meron ng TV, meron ng, kasi during those times also in the earlier, are you familiar with sino ba yung ni Charlie Chaplin? Yung silent movie na comedy. Mukha siya kasing sikon eh. Siya yung mukhang Adolf Hitler. Silent movie, wala siyang sound. Puro lang practical jokes, no? Yung nangyayari doon. I hope that maybe try to find this one in YouTube kung ano yung itsura ng silent movie. But yes, no, these were the times when television was created. Tapos 1926, meron ng sound yung TV nila. Tapos in 1940s, beginning of information science as a discipline. 1939s, meron na tayong broadcasting pala in the United States. Now, during the 1940s, this was already during that time of the World War, no? So what happened after it or during it? Gumawa na sila ng maraming mga technology. Like for example, in 1945, the invention of the hypertext. Now, hypertext is actually the software, no? When your computer, kung ano yung nahahawakan nyo, meron kayong CPU, meron kayong monitor, meron kayong mouse, meron kayong keyboard, those are the hardwares. Now, we know pretty well that those mga hardwares dyan will not run if there is no software. We need to install, like in your phones, we need to install Android. Like for your laptops, we need to either install your Mac or your Windows. Those are examples of your software. Now, during the 1945, nagawa itong hypertext. These are codes actually, no? Tapos, 1946, ENIAC computer was developed. Hanggang 1980s, no? Lumabas dito yung unang lumabas na computer ng Mac. Was it Mac? Yes, 1984, Apple Macintosh computer was introduced. Alright, for a while ito matawag. Alright, for a while, can you just hold me up for like 5 minutes? Bas dito yung unang lumabas na computer ng Mac. Was it Mac? Yes, 1984. Apple Macintosh computer was introduced. Alright, for a while ito matawag. Right, for a while, can you just hold me up for like 5 minutes? Dito yung unang lumabas na computer ng Mac. Yes, 1984. Apple Macintosh computer was introduced. Alright, sorry for the interruption. Are you still there? Narinig niyo ba ako?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, break muna tayo. Yeah, so, noon nga nagawa yung Apple Macintosh. Have you ever watched that movie about the story of the Apple Macintosh? Kilala niyo ba yung CEO nito? Actually died few years ago of the Apple Macintosh. Apple. Kilala niyo ba? You still remember kung sino ito? Anybody has an idea of sino yung CEO? Actually, the story here is that alam niyo ba na siya yung CEO and they are just group of friends who actually created a computer sa garahe nila. Sa garage lang, tatlo silang magbabarkada. Tapos during that time, nakagawa sila, they actually sold it for just few people. To some point na, lumaki yung business nila kasi in demand yung computer that time that they were actually overwhelmed with the orders na hindi na kaya doon sa garage nila. And they actually opened a company. However, this is only the first CEO na siya yung isa sa mga founder that time. Pero isa din siya sa tinanggal as CEO. Just imagine, no? Ikaw yung founder. Tapos hindi gusto ng mga tao, the board of trustees under there, about sa idea mo, as CEO, the founder, was also parang tinanggal sa kumpanya, no? He was fired, the first CEO that was fired, no? Being also as the, being also as the founder of that company. Any idea? Alam nyo bang sino ito? Apple Macintosh computer founder and CEO before? It starts with letter S, if you know him.
Sir, Steve Jobs.
Alright, very good. It's Steve Jobs, no? Steve Jobs. There is a movie, meron kasi itong movie, siya yung sinong gumanap nito. But the point is that, no, during this 1980s na and onwards, dito na nagkaroon ng very revolutionized type of information age, no, until such time na umabot ito ng 1991, 1997. If you're going to look at it here also at around mga early 1980s, no, the World Wide Web was created by Tim Berners-Lee. So if you're going to look at it, a testament of the power of human creativity, Gutenberg press printed around 3,600 pages in an average workday. Actually, maliit lang ito para sa 1400s na workload, no? Just thinking na kakagawa pa lang ng printing press. But this is already a very big impact during that time because hindi mo kayang gumawa ng printed copies of 3,600 pages because before Gutenberg was able to create the printing press, Ano kaya yung style nila ng paggawa ng mga pag-share ng information? Do you still remember? Alam niyo ba yung paano sila nag-share ng information? How do they share the information? If you have an idea about it. Paano kaya nag-share ng information before the printing press was created? Any idea?
Telegram?
Telegram was already after kasi ito kasi 1400s eh. I think the telegraph, if we can still remember here sa sa timeline, I think the telegraph was created mga around saan na yun? It's written here eh. It's around, I think 1980s ito eh. I just maybe skipped that one. Pero it was 1980s, and just imagine this is 1400s. So 1400 years after Christ's death, no? So, anybody has an idea?
Sir, sa speech ba or sa mga handwritten works?
Alright, tama yun, no? Yung pasahan ng information before the printing press was created was just through speech and through handwritten works. Tama yun. Minamano-mano mong isulat yung lahat ng information sa isang papel at gawin mong libro. Just imagine that one. How many copies will you be able to make that one if you're going to handwrite one book? It was also during these times, no, when syempre as Christians we are able to, anong tawag nito? We're able to importante kasi yung pag-canonize ng Bible, no? During that time when it was coming from the prophets, it comes from the apostles, no? And ang mahirap kasi dati, no, pag hindi mo sinulat at sinunod mo lang yung pinagsasabi ng mga tao, as it's handed by generations, the meaning becomes different. So, Gutenberg, no, just imagine nagawa yung printing press and information now can be duplicated at around how many pages man yung libro niyan, very fast na. Pwede ka nang mag-distribute ng information with this with this invention na ginawa ni Gutenberg. Alright? So, yun, ang ganda, no? From handwriting to machine duplication already. Alright? So, this fueled the first large-scale production of books in Europe. No, kinuha ko to sa Google kasi Google was also thankful with Gutenberg, no, in terms of sharing information. So, Gutenberg principle, sabi niya, mass distribution of information is possible. However, just imagine, maliit pa yung printing press before, yung inks natin, mahirap gawin, yung media natin in terms of like paper for us to print those mga information on, it cost money. And mass distribution is possible, however, it's really very expensive. May bayad po yan. Hindi ka naman basta-basta gagawa lang mag-distribute ng mga libro dyan just for the sake of distributing. Ako naman, kung ako si Gutenberg, syempre ibebenta ko yung serbisyo ko. No? Hindi yan libre. Right? So, it was only the emergence of the New World where information does not conform to Gutenberg principle. As I've said, no, ano kaya yung buhay after ng Gutenberg? After na parang hindi na masyadong importante si Gutenberg. Alright? So, let's continue. Ano ba yung buhay ng Pre-Gutenberg World? Tama yung sinabi kanina ng nagsagot, no? It's just more on writings and mano-mano. No, mano-mano. Dati, tinatawag nilang scribes, no? Meron tayong tinatawag na scribes for they are the ones who are actually writing those information handwritten through scrolls, to papyrus, through tablets. It's time-consuming and access of information is limited to only small group, no? Kung sino man yung merong mga nakaka-afford ng scribes, and sino man yung merong idea at na ipasulat nila, sila lang yun po yung merong information. This small group is only limited to yung mga mayayaman. Kawawa naman yung mahihirap. Wala silang access to information. Alright? Ano ba? Yes, tama din yung sinabi kanina. It's actually word of mouth, yung dinatawag nilang WOM channels, no? Syempre, let's say for example, even right now we're using the word of mouth. Let's say for example, yung nag-advertise si Ma'am Michelle ng kanya, no, ng business niya, no? And you get to try, no, the products, and you get to see that the product is really very good. Then through word of mouth, no, sasabihin mo yan sa ibang tao, tapos na-experience din nila, tapos they have a positive feedback about it, then ipasa din nila sa ibang tao. So word of mouth channel. This is one of those mga strategies nyo in terms of doing business, no. It's really very important that you have a good feedback about your products, is because, yun na nga, word of mouth is really very viral today. At some point, itong word of mouth, ito yung sinasabi lang chismis, no? Chismis. Pero hindi naman lahat chismis, no? At some point lang, we need to be very careful on what we are actually sharing to, no? Wag naman yung mga negativities like chismis or what. Alright? Institutional development was limited. Alright? Then during the Gutenberg Revolution, introduction of printing press, information shared across broader sections of the society, and emergence of media. So ano ba tong media? No, makikita niyo this picture, this is mass media. All right? So there are actually two types of our media right now. Meron tayong media right now, and yes, dalawa yung types ng media natin. The ones that we get to see in the television and ones that we get from the internet. Do you have an idea of what are the two media there? Idea lang kasi hindi ko to na-add dyan sa sa module nyo. Wala ito sa module nyo, and I just remembered a pastor who shared this one to me. Pero there are two types of our media. Just remember. Meron ba kayong idea? Ano yung mga two types of media natin? Anybody? Try natin. May pag plus points baka kaya ako kung may makakuha. Dalawa eh. Meron tayong dalawa. We have two.
Sir,
Yes, sige go.
print media?
Print media. It actually is a subcategory of the two broader medias. Yung general media, there are two types. Yes, nice try, pero that wasn't the answer that I'm looking for. Try again. Baka meron kayong idea. One type of media is the one that we're seeing in TVs, in radio, we're hearing in radios. However, the other one is found in the internet most of the time. We have two types of your media. So one is in the TVs, radios, and different stuff. However, the one is totally from the internet. Anong tawag natin sa mga dalawa?
Media.
Yes. Can you please repeat that one?
Broadcast media.
Broadcast media.
Alright, we have that broadcast media. However, that's not also the one that I'm looking for as an answer. Sige, try na naman ulit. Try. Boys,
Web media.
Yes?
Web media.
Web media. Meron tayong mas applicable term for that web media. Though the web media can be also the two, both general categories. But again, that wasn't the one that I'm asking as an answer. Hindi po yun yung hinahanap ko answer. Try again. Anybody?
Sir, internet media, sir?
Yes, internet media, web media, and somebody answered social media.
Social media.
Alright, so among the two there, we have one of the two there is actually your social media. Alright? So think of it, social media, alam nyo na yan eh. Hindi ko na kailangan pang explain more on the social media. But what's the other one? Alright, tama na yun. Tama, nakuha nyo na social media. Yes? Meron tayong isa pang media dyan. No? Kasi kung social media, nakikita natin yan most of the time in the internet. But the ones that we get from your TVs, radio, Bombo Radio, ABS-CBN, GMA, CNN.
Sir, news media.
News media. Yes, it's a more specific type of media. Pero meron naman tayong like Bombo Radio sa radio. Or ano pa bang mga stasyon ng radio
News media.
News media. No, that's not the one that I'm looking for.
Traditional media.
Yes, pwede yung traditional media. Yes, tama yun. But what I'm looking for is the mainstream media. The answer would be the mainstream media and the social media. Meron tayong mga mainstream media like your ABS-CBN, either radio man or TV.
Sir, electronic or broadcasting.
Yes. But dalawa na, nasabi ko na yung answer. One is your mainstream media, mainstream, and the other one will be social media. Now, how does it differ from the two, no? Your mainstream media is actually being done by journalists, no? May research sila, kumukuha sila ng information about sa mga pangyayari, and those are the ones that being broadcast either through TV or through internet or through radio, no? Those are mainstream media, no? Yan. However, the ones that we get from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Flickr, Pinterest, those are what you call your social media. Right now, no, nakikita natin that the mainstream media is not that influential anymore. Makikita natin before, no, let's say for example, for people like, no, hindi ko naman, no, tawag nito yung, let's say for example, no, have you ever encountered of some few cases, no, ng mga tao, whenever, let's say for example, no, merong dapat silang makamit na justice. Let's say for example, pinatay yung family nila or relatives nila. And just to know that the suspect was a member of our police force. Alright? Example lang to police force. Now, police is actually really very strong na office wherein ang hirap mong makakamit ng justice pag police din yung gumawa nung krimen. No? So, hindi ka makakakuha ng justice through that time. However, no, the best thing that you can do right now in terms of trying to get justice is, let's say for example, ngayon ang ginagawa nila is post it through social media pag anong nangyayari. And the social media is being reacted by so many millions of people wherein they get that information and you get that justice. Minsan kasi yung government natin, they only start working if merong nakahuli nila and it was viral in the social media. Ano pa? So, even in the mainstream media, meron tayong si Tulfo, no? Pagkalaban mo is sa gobyerno o pagkalaban mo was coming from a very influential family at ikaw dukha ka lang and wala kang power. How strong is media? Punta ka lang kay Tulfo, isumbong mo at sometimes you get to have that justice. Pero to that point lang is, ang problema lang din kay Tulfo kasi hindi kasi siya judicial system, no? Hindi siya pwedeng magbigay ng justice kasi then again, hindi naman siya Korte Suprema or any other law offices there. So, ganun kalakas yung media natin right now, no? Either you'd like it to be played through mainstream media or social media, both media are really very are really very influential. However, no, in terms of reliability, syempre journalist yung mga gumawa sa mainstream media. However, sa social media, hindi natin sure kung sino yung mga gumagawa ng information dyan, kaya laganap din yung tinatawag nating fake news. Hindi lahat ng nasa social media ay totoo. Hindi lahat ng ginugulpi doon, hindi mo alam na kahit na nagulpi pala yun, meron palang story behind it, no, na meron palang kasalanan yung taong yun. So something like that. So sa social media, we need to filter the things that we're trying to get there, especially the information. Alright, let's continue. Gutenberg Revolution, ginagamit ito sa mga bangko before because during those times, no, kailangan natin ng mga taong may pera at sa mga taong gustong merong saan sila pwedeng kumuha ng pera. Because then again, during the Gutenberg Revolution, mass production or mass distribution of information is expensive. Alright, let's continue. So, ito, sabi ko nga, mahal. Now comes the time na naging obsolete na yung obsolete na yung tinatawag nating printing press. Dahil sa taong ito. Anybody has an idea of who this person is? He was the creator of the WWW or the World Wide Web. Any idea of the founder and the discoverer of the World Wide Web? And eventually, naging internet siya. Walang tahimik nyo. Tulog pa ba kayo? We still have, ilang na lang ba? 21 minutes.
Tim Berners-Lee.
Alright, very good, no? It's Tim Berners-Lee and this is how he looks like. Nabutan nyo ba yung computer na ganito? Yung screen niya mataba pa hanggang pumunta yung makapal pa, makita mo hanggang palikod yung screen.
Yes.
Or naabutan nyo pa yan. Naabutan nyo pa yung dial-up na
Yes, sir.
internet dati. Dial-up na internet na parang telephone siya. Naabutan ko pa kasi yung dial-up before, no? Until such time that right now, we have now what you call your fiber internet. But the point is that, during the emergence of the internet, nung nagawa na yung internet, no? At saka yung World Wide Web, much greater access to information.
Yes, sir.
However, during that time, haan amin makagatang ti computer. Hindi po lahat nakakabili ng computer. During those times when this was created, the computer and even the internet, only the elite were able to purchase them. Companies, military, those ones. Pero actually during that time na nagawa ito, hindi pa siya hindi pa siya ginagawang personal computer. Wala pa siya sa mga kabahayan. No, wala pa siya sa mga bahay-bahay natin. Until such time, meron yung time na, pwede na nilang ibenta. During that time when yung ginawa ng Mac yung computer nila. Kasi dalawa lang naman yung common natin na operating system eh. We have the Macintosh and the Windows. However, China has also its Linux. Ano pa ba yung mga ibang kwan? I think those are the three operating systems only na meron tayo for the computer. Alright, so Post Gutenberg na ito nung nagawa ng internet, medyo naging matanda na si Gutenberg. Medyo hindi na ganun ka gamit yung printing press niya in terms of sharing information. Kasi then again, mas wider na yung wider na yung distribution ngayon with the emergence of the computer. Alright, so in the earliest days, the World Wide Web still conform with the Gutenberg principle. Then again, pag meron pang Gutenberg principle, yes, pwede yung mass distribution ng information. However, it's costly. Mahal pa talaga siya. Hindi lahat nagkakaroon ng computer, hindi lahat nagkakaroon ng internet connection before. But, no, as the years go by, lumalakas, bumibilis ng internet. I mean, before, mahina pa yung internet, no? Naabutan ko pa dati, naabutan nyo bang MIRC? Yahoo Messenger? Baka si Ma'am Michelle lang din kami lang ni Ma'am Michelle yung nakaabot na naman. No?
Yes.
MIRC, if you get to see before, yung mga chat natin, group chat natin ngayon, ang a way for us to communicate before was just through text lang. Internet, pero sabi mo lang text, hindi ka pa makakakita ng anong picture ng kausap mo, wala pa yung video call, mahina pa yung internet dati, no? However, as the years go by, no? Ano yung unang nangyari dito during that development of the Post Gutenberg World, yung development ng computer, nag-development ng internet. First, the spread of the broadband internet access made it possible to download and upload all forms of media, music, videos, photos, no? Pwede mo nang i-upload at download after the creation of this broadband internet. Dati, naabutan nyo pa, meron yung mga disket na naman yun eh. Ngayon kayo, swerten nyo na, meron kayong mga flash drive ngayon na umaabot ng 128 gigs. Alam nyo ba, yung disket namin dati is only 16 MB? And yung disket na yan, malaki siyang sinasaksak mo doon sa computer mo, and it only can 16 MB, it only can store around 3 files of Word. Ganon siya dati, no? And laging madaling masira yung mga disket before. Number 2, what happened after broadband internet was developed and improved? Second, tools emerged which made it simple for people to publish or spread information. Meron na tayong mga distributing sites, no? Like for example, right now we have Google Drive. I can share to you my files. I can share to you this PowerPoint. After we get to discuss this one, I can share this one through your messenger. Ang dali na lang yung tools natin. Ano pa ba? We can share photos through Instagram. We can share videos through YouTube. No? Which is actually sharing of information at the same time. And it's really very easy right now kasi kaya i-click mo lang, nandyan na siya. Ano kayang imaginein mo na lang yung printing press before during that time when the Gutenberg, when everything was just all text. Alright? So, Post Gutenberg World. Then, no, before the emerging of the vlogging, alam niyo yung vlogging, letter V as in victory, meron tayong tinatawag na blogging. Kinuha kasi siya dito. Anybody use an idea of what blogging is? Blogging. Ang dating pinakasikat na site for that one is Blogspot. No, but what do you understand with blogging? Meron ba? Na-try nyo bang mag-blogging? Yes? Anybody? There was somebody who wants to share? Ano ba yung blogging? Medyo nakapsut yung boses mo
Refers to writing, sir.
Alright. Ang blogging kasi, letter B as in victory, as in boy, ang blogging is a way for us to share information. Let's say for example, if like travel blogger ka, ang dati kasi, ang nagagawan mo lang was to go to that place, take a photo of those place that you have traveled, and write about it. Parang ginagawa mo siyang diary with photos and text, no? Or the story through writing and post it in your blog site. Blogging yun, blogging. Meaning nagsusulat ka ng mga information and sharing to us photos of the, like for example nga, kung travel photographer ka, travel blogger ka. Pag food blogger ka, magpipicture ka ng mga niluto mo and say something about it. But right now, with the emergence of the smartphones, meron na tayong tinatawag na vlogging, video blog. Ang kanyan. Instead of writing those things that you are actually experiencing, no, to others for the others to know, right now, sasabihin mo na lang doon sa video mo, right now, blah blah blah, ganito. So, you're actually sharing information also when you do vlogging. Do we have vloggers here or aspiring vloggers here, or you're trying to at least become like a vlogger, or may plano kayong mag-vlog in the future? Anybody? Meron ba? Pa-shout out naman. Anybody? Meron ba tayong mga aspiring vloggers here? Parang wala But just to give you an information about vlogging, no? Alam natin yung vlogging right now can be monetized, no? May pera po sa vlogging. And right now, minsan, no, yung mga hindi na nagdumadaan ng mga pag-aaral are actually going to this direction, no? Vlogging ginagawa nila. Kong I think did not finish college, pero he's rich because of vlogging. Those other different mga influential and even people na nawalan ng trabaho sa ABS-CBN actually resorted to vlogging. Because then again, there is money in vlogging if you only know what to do. Alright? So, Post Gutenberg nito. Then follow the social media or social networking, Post Gutenberg. Ang nangyayari dito po, no, after the use of the printing press, ang nangyari kasi dito, during the time when you like to distribute your information to other people, you spend so much money for you to do the mass production to the printing press during the time of Gutenberg. Mahal. But right now, for information, for us to be able to get from different sources in the internet, halos po lahat libre. Pansin nyo, kuha kayo ng information. Nagpa-play ako ng video kanina, which is related to this lesson. I got it for free. Actually, just downloaded it. Information right now is actually almost free. Unless na meron yung mga premium na kailangan mo mag-subscribe. But the point now is that nawawala na yung principle ni Gutenberg na sinasabi ng, yes, we can duplicate information, we can mass produce information, however, it will cost so much. Right now, libre na po yung mga information na nakukuha natin. So what happened to Gutenberg? Mukhang nawawala na siya sa picture. Alright? Creation of file, distribution on YouTube and Flickrs. Alam natin na, yeah, if you'd like to share, like for example, if you traveled to a certain province here in Benguet and you vlogged about it and you shared to us the information, uy, maganda pala doon. Uy, meron palang ganun doon. Tara, punta tayo. No? Those are now sharing information. And again, pinanood ko kayo, no? You share that information to us free. For the vlogger side, may sahod ka pa pag namo-monetize mo yung kan mo, yung yung content mo. So saan na napunta si Gutenberg? Alright? As is mentioned here, information can now flow between one individual and all of the potential individuals for whom that information may be of relevance without any form of significant institutionalized intervention. Because of the creation of this mga ganitong mga sites, no, and the access of information is actually free and hindi na siya limited. The point is that hindi na nga siya wala nang institutionalized intervention. Ang nangyayari po dito, hindi din natin alam kung lahat ng mga na-share sa internet ay totoo. Hindi to na lumaganap yung mga tinatawag nating fake news. That's the reason why before you're going to share something in the social media, let's do fact check. Tingnan natin kung totoo, tingnan natin kung hindi ba tayo makakasakit ng tao. However, sometimes the truth hurts, no? But the point is that dapat, no, wag tayong isa sa mga spreader ng false news or fake news. So, ito, no, from Gutenberg principle to social information principle. So, actually, the role of importance of news media, advertising, marketing, many media still false sense of security based on the content. Alright, ito yung mga problema ng mga tao right now. Some people would still resort to what you call your traditional media or your mainstream media because then again daw, the content of the social media is not as good as the traditional media. It's not well written, it's not produced as professionally, or set standard as the journalistic integrity. Siyempre, pag yung mga gumawa doon sa TV na mga news or sharing of information, siyempre ginawa yun ng mga TV productions. Now, right now, pwede ka nga lang mag-selfie ng video mo and i-upload mo yan. You're now sharing information, but we're not sure of your content as being good. What you're saying is actually in good grammar, or is that even true, no? Or does it have what you call your journalistic integrity? So, the end of the institutional mediation model. So, ito na nga, no? On the left, we have what you call your traditional media. On the right, we have your Twitter or your Facebook or hindi ko alam yung IN. Is it Instagram? No? Alright. But let me ask you, no? Let me ask you. Between the two, sinong mas reliable para sa inyo in terms of information? The traditional media or the mainstream media or the social media?
Traditional media.
Alright. You mentioned about traditional media, which I also agree. Tama yun. Mas feel ko pa rin tawag dito. Mas feel ko pa rin to believe in the traditional media. However, alright, let's get to talk medyo sa controversial nito. What was the life after ABS-CBN was shut down? Kumusta yung does it affect you as a student, as an individual when ABS-CBN was shut down? Or sabihin nyo lang na, ay, tama lang yung ginawa sa kanila. What's your opinion about it? Anybody?
I think okay lang, sir, kasi hindi lang naman sila yung,
Source ng...
oo, parang nagbo-broadcast ng, we still have GMA7 also na nagre-report ng same news.
Alright, so after the shutdown of the ABS-CBN, we are only left with how many types of news? We have PTV, which is the government government na TV, which is makikita mo most of the time bias siya sa government. We have Rappler or the TV5 news. We have also the GMA news. But I was just quite affected in a small way kasi if you get to see, no, ABS-CBN was actually a very strong source of the traditional media is because meron silang regional network before. As compared to GMA na just after lang ng shutdown ng ng ABS-CBN that gumawa sila ng regional network nila. But it was quite different when you're trying to watch the TV and the news. Pag merong bagyo or merong mga sakuna, if still remember, meron yung bagyo, and we have the pandemic, and we have yung pagsabog ng bulkang Taal. wherein I get to see that hindi siya ganun ka informative yung news ng GMA as compared to ABS-CBN before because of the regional news. That's just for me, no? Tapos merong nagsasabi ng mga matatanda daw, during that time when the ABS-CBN was shut down, humina daw yung signal ng cellphone nila, ng network nila sa areas nila, sa provinces nila. Is it true? Do you experience that one?
Depende.
Kasi I'm not sure kwan there, pero yun na nga, but yeah, the stories behind it, or maybe even the issues behind it, like paying taxes or what, I don't want to meddle with that one, pero nasasayangan ako in terms of the closing of ABS-CBN. Aside from it, ABS-CBN has also a foundation. During that time, meron tayong mga sakuna, and they're also even helping. But then again, hindi natin alam. But right now, no, you get to see that even the mainstream media right now, the traditional media, has their YouTube accounts now na pwede mo silang panoorin live. So, you get to see that the traditional media is also trying to connect us with the use of the social media sites. So, with that one, mas malakas yung tinatawag nating mainstream media natin. No, kasi hindi lang naman doon pwedeng maging source ng internet. Alright? So, yun na nga, no? There are only 3 things for us to be able to adapt the Post Gutenberg World, no? Dapat kasi tayong mag-adjust kasi baka very dependent lang tayo sa mga hard copies, books, and the Gutenberg time, no? Let's get to adapt in terms of trying to know the content, the conversation, and the community, no? In terms of if you're trying to share information from this time on until maybe even in the future. The ability to engage your key audience and allow them to start a contribution to the standards and services you provide. Not just a passive receivers. Conversation. Meron din tayong content. This is not happening because social media is doing news or any better. Rather, it changed the definition of news, shifting it from the definition restricted by economics, expensive distribution to what. Yun na nga, no? The content right now can be accessed anywhere. Even traditional media are trying to connect us with the with the social media. Then community, no, usually pag pumupunta ka sa like mga if you get to visit your YouTube accounts and even your Facebook, no, you know that person well pag ano yung mga fina-follow niya rin. No? So you're trying to make a community. Are you a community of gamers? Are you a community of online sellers? Are you a community of teachers trying to use the platform as a way for you to engage with the students? So, ito yung tinatawag nating a shift of the information age. No? So, this is all about your information age, no, from the start until the last. And actually, meron pa tayong mas maganda pa sana pag-uusapan natin more on the social media. What are its advantages? What are its disadvantages? If you can still remember, right, just before we started this class, no, nakita nyo ba yung post ko for the e-discussion? Nakita nyo ba yun? Alright, so
Yes, sir.
I asked there, no, kasi makikita natin dito, no, from with the evolution of the information age, dati mahirap mag-share ng information. Ngayon ang madaling mag-share ng information. And dati may bayad yung information. Ngayon, libre yung information. Dati, limited lang sa mga mayayaman yung information. Ngayon, kung sino mang merong cellphone, kahit yung mga mahihirap, they can access information. Now, those are actually mga advantages na pinakita ko right now. Even talking right now, these are actually the advantages. However, kung hindi kaya dumating information age, no, or right now, we have the information age right now. Hindi na naman natin to pwedeng tanggalin kasi nandyan naman na yan. Ano kaya din yung mga disadvantages of the information age? Ano kaya? Maybe you'd like to share to us some few of your ideas before you're going to post your answer. At least kung ikaw yung una nag-share, original ka doon sa idea na yun. Anybody? Last 1 minute. May gusto
social media, sir.
What about the social media? What disadvantage? Yes? What disadvantage does it give you? Addiction. Alright, pwede din yun. Social media addiction. Ano kayong feeling mo rin?
Internet.
Internet. All right, right now we have the easy and free access of information. What happens if we have so much information in our mind? Anong tawag nun? Anong effect nun sa atin? Ang dami nating information. Or let's say for example right now sinasabi nila, meron kang alam, may information ka. Pero may mga bagay na, bakit hindi ko yun alam? Parang nagtatanong ko, bakit hindi ko yun alam? Apayngan ko nga mo di ay. Kat nangyayari, parang naninervous ko na, bakit hindi ko yun alam? Pero ang basic naman nun. Something like that. So, what does the information age, the negative impact of information age also with us right now? So, again, you mentioned about social media addiction. I gave you clues with those 2 examples that I shared to you. Maybe you could like to share that one, your answers later on. It will be expiring on Saturday. Alright, questions?
None, sir.
None so far?
None, sir.
Alright, if wala naman na and it's already 10:30. Yes?
Wala bang hindi ba, ang tawag nito, di ba sir, may news na in-approve ang 50-50 na face-to-face? Hindi ba?
Alright.
Hindi ba siya applicable sa atin?
Alright, ganito. Yesterday, I saw a news of some few mga teachers who actually went on rallying yesterday sa Session Road, no, trying to tell the government na i-resume nyo na yung face-to-face. Now, in this case also, sa atin, right now, kasi Philippines is not that very good in terms of trying to solve this pandemic yet, no? And with the rise of the Delta variant, the more na hindi tayo pwedeng mag-resume ng face-to-face. Now, what CHED is actually asking, no, if the school is planning to resume a face-to-face of a certain course, or maybe even the all course of the whole school, kailangan mo daw gumawa ng study. And after getting or doing that study, if they get to see that it's viable and it's possible and it's safe, then that recommendation that you made from your study will be forwarded to CHED and they will be considering that, pwede pala. But right now, the limited face-to-face is only limited to those medical courses. To be honest, midwifery, nursing, medicine, medtech, physical therapies, those mga tawag nito, those courses that deals with life and it needs to be face to face, kasi if you're going to do a procedure wrong, then you're actually risking the life of a patient. So limited lang yung courses na nabibigyan ng limited face to face, and it's sad to say parang yan pa lang. However, then again, kahit limited face-to-face for those courses, nagsisimula silang mag-limited face-to-face lang only for 3rd years and 4th years. For 1st years and 2nd years na wala pang major at hindi pa kailangang mag-face-to-face, ay naka-virtual pa rin. So, the president of CCDC, ni Ma'am Junette, was trying to also convince CHED non trying to have a limited face-to-face for CREAM students, especially those who are doing their, I think the OGT, yun. Pero for the rest of the courses, I'm sorry pero wala eh. Ganon siya. So I think ganon yung sitwasyon natin ngayon. So sorry for those mga expectant of the face to face. Pero to be honest with you, I also like the face to face. Mas magaling ito rin ang face to face eh.
Less pressure.
Yeah, pero looking at it kasi Malaysia has already resumed their classes. Even Japan resumed their classes already, even for kinders.
For levels?
Even for kinders, kinders elementary, nag-resume na sila.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
I guess also sir sa mostly na other countries sir. Ganun.
yes, then again no, as you can see, ako this is my personal no, pero I'm so very pissed off with how the government, especially Duque, is trying to find solutions to this pandemic.
No sir, kasi parang it's okay naman for just maintain the social distancing. Kasi basing sa experience ko din naman, sir, like sa Norway, we did face-to-face pa rin despite na yung peak ng cases nila doon is
Yes.
tumataas, but we still do the face-to-face, but we really maintained yung social distancing. That's it. And wearing face mask all the time. Yun lang naman, sir. But I don't know here sa atin na.
Yeah, I think for the European countries and especially for Norway, Finland or whatever countries they are, the point is that their government has a very good healthcare system. I believe that in European countries, they have what you call na mga health insurance that kahit kung wala kang money, if like for example natamaan ka ng ganito, the healthcare system of the government is actually really very very maganda sa mga European countries that kung may nagkasakit, they can actually treat you for that right away. But in the Philippines, you're not going to expect that way here. Our healthcare system is really very very distracted, and even for the field health, ang dami nating issues about it, and even funds going here and there.
Yes, sir.
That's the problem eh. Kaya in as much as we'd like to do how the European and even the Western countries are doing, God bless the Philippines.
Yes. Sir, for what about yung sa activity po?
What about it?
Are we going to submit it or just the e-discussion?
Yes, you're going still submit it. I think it's about the after the World War II na mga diseases and those ones that are mga na-discover during that time. Is it that one? I think it's the table.
Yes, sir.
Yun lang naman. You're going to submit it maybe even until Sundays. Pwede naman. Di balik kasi kuha naman yan eh.
Sir, kasi actually, parang pressure kasi yung both, may dalawa kaming subject na both Fridays ang deadline.
Sige. Kaya nga sabi ko Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. Di balik kasi sa finals naman yan, maki-carry over. It will be on the finals. So, kahit hindi ko pa i-check agad yan, ang importante yung chapters 1 to 4 nyo na ipasa nyo na kasi I'll be checking that one from the first to the start, and even your exams, then midterm grade will be generated. Yun naman yung habol ko pa ngayon.
Sir, yung result ng exam ngayon?
Yan ya. Miss
Yung
Bobby.
result ng exam?
The result of the exam, bakante lang ko during that time when I gave you, but sorry, I wasn't able to reply it for those who are asking others. Pero what I gave you was just the partial. For the others, binigay ko na yung talagang score nila. For the partial, again, sabi ko lang, PM nyo lang ako kung gusto nyo makita yung partial score nyo. Hindi ko pa sinisimulan na mag-check ng mga ibang essays kasi yun na nga, madali lang gumawa ng essay, pero pag ikaw yung nag-check, babasahin mo ng isa yan, tapos 50 per section. So, I'm going to read 100 essays. So, just wait for the result. But if you'd like the multiple choice na mga result, yes, pwede nyong i-PM sa akin yung result for that one.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. Any more?
None.
Or kung wala na, baka you continue with your breakfast kayo, meron kayong klase kasi I'll be having another class on 11. Alright, if there are no more questions, then we'll see each other once again by next week. Alright, thank you very much for joining.